Welcome back to 12 Days of Stocking Stuffers, my sewing series where I'm showing you handmade gifts to stuff stockings this holiday season. Today we're making these little eye masks, so let's do it. Okay, so I have a lining piece, an exterior piece. You're also gonna need this for your strap. This is 2" by 22". And then you're gonna need some batting and an 11" piece of elastic. So I have just made a template out of a piece of paper, and this is the exact size I want my mask to be, like the finished product. I'm just taking my lining and exterior and putting them on top of each other, then pinning this so that I can cut them out at the same size, and I'm adding my seam allowance in as I cut. So I'm adding that extra 1/4 inch around, and this is what it'll look like. Then I'm also going to cut out my piece of batting, and I'm just cutting this to the exact size of my template, and now we're ready to sew. So take your strap, and we're folding it in half, right sides together, and we're just going to sew all the way down the long side, creating a tube, and this is where we're going to feed the elastic through. We're going to flip it right side out, press it flat with the iron, and then I just am using a safety pin to thread my elastic through, and then it's going to start to gather. You're going to get one end on one side, one end on the other, and then we're just going to sew it to kind of hold it in place. It should look like this after you cut all your threads off. It should look like this when you're done. Okay, so batting, and then your exterior, the one you want on the outside, is going to be right side up. Just kind of center it. Remember, there's going to be a little overhang, and then we're going to add our strap, and I'm just kind of clipping mine on the sides where I want it to be, kind of in the center of the sides like this. And then I'm going to put my lining right side down. If this has a pattern, this is going to go on the inside, and then just take your time kind of flattening it and getting it in the right spot. There is going to be some bulk from that strap. Once you get it all in place, we're going to sew a 1/4 inch all the way around, and we're going to leave a gap at the top. So I'm sewing all the way around. Just make sure you take your time and that your strap is out of the way as you're sewing so you don't sew over it on accident. Once that's done, go ahead and clip around the curves, and then we're going to flip it right side out. And then all we have to do is tuck in this little opening right here, and we're going to top stitch around the entire thing. So I'm just doing an 1/8 inch top stitch all the way around, and once that is done, your eye mask is all done.